In today's video, I'm going to break down a corporate interview lighting setup. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Josh from Story King, and I'm a DP. And what we're going to do is break down how we shot this corporate interview. You can kind of see what the end result was like here. We'd already shot some previous B-roll that we were cutting in to make this thing a little spiced up. But really what we were just doing is shooting this interview. This was an off-the-cuff interview. You know, our basic setup that we'd like to do, which is going to be a hair light, which we decided not to use on this particular shoot. We had to load everything upstairs, so we loaded on the van. Normally we have the cart. We just pushing the cart around, and that makes life easy, but we had to take everything upstairs. So we just threw things on the rock and roller cart and rolled it up, and then walked everything up the stairs and loaded up into this break room here. It's where we did the interview. We always take a reference picture too, so we can put tables back and things before we move stuff around. So always take a reference picture, because what do? We moved a table. Here we can see we're setting up our 720 nan light, daylight, which is going to go through a T-bar silk. It's also got a softbox, so it's a nice double diffuse, quick and easy to set up. The room actually felt really good. We didn't need to set up a neg or a fill, which was unusual. Normally we do. It actually looked good the way it was. And we decided not to do a hair light. We just left the lights on and just kind of let those kind of be our hair light. So real quick, I want to break down the way we do our double diffuse light. This is an 8x silk that we put on a little bar. It's an extendable bar, and we just clamp that onto a stand. Really simple. Put that right up on a stand, and we can just adjust that. We can clip it in, move things as needed. We have a little 42-inch softbox little pop-up softbox that we use, and then we film that on the typical setup, which is the FX6, the FX3. We had monitors on both cameras. We used the Zine cinema lenses, the 50 and the 85 primes for this, and we had our boom pole on a boom holder. And just a real simple, straightforward corporate interview setup. Works well for us. We use it all the time. And yeah, this is the pole. You can kind of see that it's just a basic little clamp. Real simple and easy. Nothing hard. This one is a extendable lighting pole. We've also used like backdrop stand poles, different things in the past. So a very simple setup. It's compact, it's easy, it's lightweight, but it gives you a beautiful quality of light rather than setting up a whole 8x just for an interview. So that lets us move a little faster and get things done. So we were happy with the result. Quick and simple, just filming the CEO, wide shot, a tight shot, and that was all we needed to put this together. We did shoot color checker charts, so that makes color correcting way easier than trying to do it by eye. Because even though the FX6 and the FX3 are the same sensor, they still manage to not match perfectly all the time. White balance is a little different, just little things. So having that checker chart really makes balancing things out easy. And yeah, that's the job. It was a very simple interview setup, and we were pleased with how it turned out. It's not the most cinematic thing in the world, but it doesn't have to be. This is a basic stand-up interview. So another quick tip is we usually use a teleprompter for interviews, and we do scripted interviews, or we do straight up interviews off the cuff. And we talked with the CEO, and he was like, let's go off the cuff. And then when we showed up, he was like, I went ahead and kind of wrote a script, but we didn't want to deliver it he didn't want to deliver off the teleprompter. So we said, okay, we're going to kind of just go halfsies, and let's go ahead and just have you kind of go off of your script, but off the cuff. But what we do in a situation like that is we're like, just in case we don't have a good clean read, we're going to have you stand here and read your script that you wrote out to the camera so we can have it as a voiceover, so we have something to string this whole thing together just in case, or to guide us in editing in case we get upside down and backwards lost on what the script is and what goes where. So it's like we need one clean run start to finish of the whole script, so that we have that for reference, and also so we can grab it as voiceover if we need to kind of string things together if maybe in all of our off the cuff takes we don't get things just right. Just a good little tip for unscripted content. If someone comes in and they have something written, be like, perfect, let's read that to the camera. And make sure you're looking up and all these things so that it sounds natural, as if you were talking. So the sound, if they're looking down, the sound won't match to if they're looking forward. So make sure they look forward and do that, and then the sound will match. So you have that safety track that you can use to put your video together. And you can see in the corner there the shotgun mic inside the Blimp. So when we're doing interviews, it's better to take the hairy, furry sock, used to call it a dead cat, take that right off of the blimp. That way it's not interfering with the sound. It does muffle it just a hair. So take that off. You can still leave it in the blimp. You can see the front of the microphone is exposed. It's popping right out of the blimp there. So we're able to get a good quality sound from that. So yeah, just a pretty straightforward setup, and gives us a good result. It's consistent. This is the kind of thing that we kind of do day in, day out, setups like this. It's what we call just our standard interview setup. Normally we do add the hair light. We decided not to add it on this one because we didn't need it. We got everything set up and went, you know what, this looks great. And we just left those fluorescents on. They gave it a little bit of a warm hair light, which is what I typically do anyway. And I went, you know what, this is fine. So we did get a tiny bit of a color cast from those fluorescents. Obviously, everyone's going to know that and yelling at us, don't leave the fluorescents on. But, you know, the color cast worked out for us. We knew what we were trying to go for, and, you know, we were good with it. And we just kind of balanced them out in post, and it looked totally good. So that is... that's one way to do it. And of course, they're always handing out swag. So we got those cool little HBS beanies that you see there in the corner of the frame. So obviously we left the time lapse rolling while we were taking things back and forth to the van, up and down the stairs to the van. So just another bread and butter corporate shoot, interview, B-roll, that typical thing that we all get paid money to do and keeps the lights on for us. This is a great client. We love working with them. They're a really good client to work with. And so we love being able to help them with their, you know, corporate communications, promotional, branding, films, all that good stuff. So you've seen some stuff we've done for them in the channel. They've been very happy. They have continued to come back to us for projects. We're actually shooting another thing with them coming up. And so that's great. And projects like this also lead to more projects, because then other companies see this and be like, hey, we saw that video you did for HPS. That was fantastic. Can we do one? So we had to sit down with another company from this video we created, and they loved it. And they just got back to us and said, hey, we're going to go ahead and hire you guys. So there's always more stuff that comes from doing good work. And so we always try to do good work. We try to put our best foot forward and, you know, bring out that little bit of that dog and pony show. Don't just do it with the cheapest possible way to get things done. Do it nice and use tools that give you a bigger footprint, that do give you a little more visibility, because in the end, clients do want that dog and pony show for the most part. They want to feel like they spent the money to get that production. So make sure they see the money that they're spending. And that is part of what will continue to lead to more and more projects for you. So hope that was a helpful little video for you. If we don't see you before then, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And thanks from the team at Story King. We appreciate your support of the channel and love creating this content for you guys, and hope that it's useful and helpful to you. If there's anything else you'd like to see, just let us know.